What's up, my people? It is hot and it is humid in North Carolina, but we out here, we're beating and sweating and we're getting it done. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I appreciate you being here. Be sure and click the like button and subscribe button. My name is Brian and you're watching. I've had a lot of response from my video. No one told me beforehand, and I'm pissed. And I can't thank you enough. You can see Nate back there. But there's one thing I wanted to address really quick. I've had a lot of comments about, well, why don't you just put some washers underneath the blade or on top of the blade? It would lower the blade down where it would cut the right length, where it would cut the right Nate. Pull it up on the tailgate. Well, there's a reason for that, and I've been having to respond to a lot of comments. I'm not upset about that. I love talking to people that have subscribed to my channel and some that haven't. Maybe that will encourage them to subscribe. What I'm going to do, we're going to change the blades. What I want to do, I want to show you something to show you why that isn't possible. So anyway, stick around, it's going to be good. Okay, as you can pull it up a little higher. Come on. A little higher, there you go, lock it down. Now, I also had a couple of comments that I need a mower jack. Well, if you saw where my shop was, I mean, if you've paid any attention where my shop is, I don't have a nice level concrete floor like that over there. I have grass. I don't have a quote shop I can pull my stuff into. I don't even have a garage like that. I don't have a garage. I have the wide open outdoors. That's one of the biggest reasons why I named my channel Big South Outdoors TV. But anyway, this is not a condemnation video. This is a I want to show you something video. So anyway, oh, and by the way, that's the Ariens. Yes, I'm still pissed. Do you like the Ariens?
Can I cuss?
No.
No.
And why?
You said I can't cuss.
No, just in your own words, tell the people why you don't like it.
It throws crap everywhere. It doesn't cut, and it'll get stuck in regular sand. It's not. When I bought that mower, guys, I wanted to let you guys know I bought it simply based on the size of the deck. 42-inch cut, as you can see right there. Well, I have some clients. I said it in my other video. I have some clients that have narrow gates, and you cannot get that behemoth through the gate. It is a Pro Turn 452. Now what that means, it's a 400 series, 52-inch cut. So it won't go through the gates. That's why I bought that size mower. Well, the problem is, this is a new model for this. This is a new model for this, and I explained it in my other video, but I'm going to explain it again. That's an F-150. It's a 2014. My other white truck, what I call Gertrude, Nate calls Jack, it is a 1996. Don't call it Jack, it's named Jack.
Well, let me turn the camera around here. Well, see, the difference is 1996 was the last year for that body style. It was the last year for that motor. It was the last year for that transmission. In 1997, or let me do it this way, 1997, they completely redesigned the body style. They started putting the modular engine in it. Now, what does that mean? The modular engine has overhead valves in it, overhead cams.
The 5.8 liter Windsor engine is a push rod internal cam engine. It's a completely different style. And that's what the difference in those two trucks are. That mower is a completely different design from the 2022 Ariens Ikon 42-inch cut. Different blade design, different deck design. The only difference between the motor is last year's motor was I think it was a Kohler. I'm not sure. That's a Kawasaki. Don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. But I think it is. Now, last year's model had the 2200 pumps, the Hydro Gear 2200. This one has the 2800. So in that respect, this one's a little bit beefier. But this is the part that sucks. And this is one of the things I'm pissed about. If you go and look at 2022's year model, the model from that year, the fill neck on the gas tank is up here. It's back here. There's the neck on the inside is about that wide, and it funnels down and it comes up right here, and it's the exact same size. It's the exact same size as that neck right there. And there is a bracket under here that it's like a collar, and it holds it in place right there. And this is it's the same thing as this, but it's reinforced. The only difference is last year's model has a bar going across it like that, and one going up right here, where this one doesn't. But anyway, what I wanted to show you was, a lot of people are saying, well, you know, if you want to run flat blades on that mower there, just put a washer on top of it. Well, let me show you the difference in these two mowers and why you can't do that. You see these blades? Let me see, where is that? There it is. You see that blade right there? This is a copperhead blade. It's made by Rotary Corporation. Now, you see that bolt? That is a 5/8 bolt, and it goes, the threads are internal on the spindles. They're inside the spindles. And that bolt goes up. It's a 5/8 bolt, and it's got a 15/16 hex head on it. So that's that. Now, Nate, I want you to pull this one down, back it out of the way, and unload the Ariens and pull it up there just like this. Yeah. Go ahead and back it down, and then move the Ariens down and put it just like that. Guys, I'm getting dirty for y'all and for science. If y'all don't recognize, we're on this great big yard that I did the chute blocker video on. That was in that right over in there. This is the same job. All right, pull it up here. Cut it off. All right, now you saw he moved the Gravely, and now the Ariens Ikon 42 is up on the deck. Now, I hope this solves the problem in the misunderstanding about what can be done with this deck. You see, these are these are Oregon blades, and now you see right here, this is the same exact spindle as it's on the Gravely. The only difference is it's smaller, of course, but it's made by the same company. Now, here's the biggest difference. This spindle does not have internal threads. Look at that. It's got a nut. The collar, the shaft that the pulley's on up top up there comes through, and then just like a Craftsman, just like a Husqvarna, the shaft has the threads on it right there, and that nut goes on it. There's a washer right there. Now, I tried to put that washer, you see how flush that nut is with the bottom of that bolt. I tried to put that washer up here. Number one, it vibrated to crapping back. I ain't gonna say the H word. It vibrated to crapping back because it's not designed to do that. It's designed to have this on the bottom. Not only that, but when I put that on there and tighten this up, I torqued down on it as hard as I could. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but the spindle shaft right there where the threads are was that far up inside the nut. Now, given the vibration and the spinning force, that nut would come loose because there's not enough threads on that nut to hold it in place. So I called the dealer that I've started dealing with in Dunn, and they told me absolutely do not do that, because if you do and it comes loose and this blade starts wobbling back and forth, it will damage the threads on this shaft and you'll have to replace the spindle. They said do not do that. So there you go. I hope that clears that up, because I've had bazillion comments. Well, why don't you just, if you run a flat blade, why don't you just put washers on the top of it or a spacer and bring it down to where it's supposed to be and it'll cut right? Well, it doesn't cut wrong. It doesn't cut bad. It doesn't cut as pretty as that machine. And the difference there is the blade tip speed. That blade tip speed, where's my finger? That blade tip speed right there is 19,200 feet per second. Now, what does that mean? It means this area right here, spinning around in a circle, travels 19,200 feet, I said per second, per minute. It travels 19,200 feet per minute. These blades travel 12,000 feet per minute. That's the difference. That's why it doesn't cut as well and pretty as that machine. So I hope that clears up some confusion. And I'll be honest, let me switch the camera. I'll be honest, the confusion was on my part. That was my mistake. I didn't go through that on the other video, and I should have. And for that, I apologize. But anyway, Well, you can get on the gravel and go ahead and start cutting, son. Yeah, go ahead. Put the deck on 3 1/4. Now, I will say this. Now Nate is within earshot. So and I'm going to ask him, get off the air, son. I don't know what the boy's doing. Now, in your opinion, now be on. Now, come here. Yeah. Who else is out here I'm talking to?
Them.
Who?
Them.
THEM. Them. Okay. In your honest opinion, be honest. Since we took the chute blocker off, does it cut better and throw the clippings better?
Yes.
Okay, I'll allow you one time. Okay. But I have been in contact, and I want to personally thank. Listen to me think. I want to personally thank Buster with New Hope Cuts. He called Jeremiah at the Green Guard chute blocker company and put me in contact with Jeremiah, and I will be investing in a Green Guard chute blocker for this machine. But I will be buying a Green Guard chute blocker, a motorized one for this.
Could have been bad.
Yeah, it could have. For that one. Now, if I keep this mower, and I'm not sure that I'm going to, but if I do, I'm going to have to modify the deck, because as you can see, as you can see, this deck is inset, which means I'm going to have to put a plate in here and weld it in place right there for chute blocker to sit on.
What level?
Why in God's name?
What level?
You don't remember what I told you?
You say a different one every time.
No. I was standing right there, 3.25. But I've got to do some. That boy thinks he's at the Indianapolis 500. Don't get me wrong, it'll stroll. It goes, I think, 14 miles an hour. But anyway, I've got to do some modifications to this deck. If I keep it, that's what I'm going to do. If I don't, and I'll go ahead and tell you, I've already looked at Bobcats, and I've looked at the Gravely like this, and it's designed completely different than this one. But anyway, am I disappointed in this machine? Yes. Am I disappointed in this machine? No. Now, you think, Brian, how can it be yes and no? Well, here's how it can be yes and no. Does it do the job? Yes. Is it what I thought it was going to be? No. I'm telling you, I will. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to close this out. I'm going to wait until we get through, because I'm going to be running this one today on this job. I've got to cut this area. I've got to cut all that. I've got to cut this over here. I've got to cut from the wood line there all the way down across, and then I've got to cut all the front yard. So I'm not going to close this out just yet. I'm going to wait, and I'm going to let you see what condition I'm in when I'm through. Now, it'll be instantaneous for y'all, but it's going to be about 2 hours for me. So hope you stick around.
Look at how dirty this mower makes his legs.
It's been what, an hour and a half?
I was talking.
Oh, I know you remember saying it's been about an hour and a half?
I don't know.
Since we started, we're just out through.
I don't know. I didn't look at the clock.
But I have not cleaned off at all, guys. And I want you to look at my shirt. Look at my pants. Look at my legs. And this is what they look like. I mean, 10 minutes after I was mowing. And the reason why, come over here, Nate. The reason why is because of that cutout in the deck. You see the blade sticking out there?
It's stupid.
It slings it up all out from under the deck everywhere. And this is the result.
Because you'd expect that thing to stop it, but it doesn't.
That's the result. I mean, this is the result. I mean, look at here. Look at this. And you wonder why the title of my video before was, "No one told me beforehand, I'm pissed." Well, it's been over a month since I did that video, and I'm still pissed. But anyway,
I hate it.
You know, I wish I could sell it. I would sell it.
Oh, it says Ariens Ikon. It's an icon for sure.
Yeah. But anyway, let me get this thing loaded and get cleaned up, and we'll close this video out. Guys, to give you an idea of the difference, Nate run the Gravely, and I ran almost the same type of service as he did. Come up close.
And I mowed twice as much grass.
And he has not blowed off. Well, matter of fact, the blower's still on the rack. Right there. You see that? He's got a little bit of debris on his legs.
And I mowed twice as much as you.
Yeah, he mows twice as much as I do, and he ain't hardly anything on it.
The area I mowed is more sandy.
Now, you saw the condition of the Ariens. Now, Nate cut all that down the wood line over there, all the way down to way back in there, and mowed all the way across to the ditch back there, all the way across that back part. I cut around the house, this section here, and that little section over there. That's all I cut. Now, I want you to look. Look at the condition of the Gravely. There's hardly any grass on it, any debris on it at all. I mean, even under the deck, is fairly clean. I mean, yeah, there's some dust on top of it, but other than that. But for this thing to have, oh, let's see, that many hours, I can't see it. It's 1109.5 hours. It still cuts good. It still disperses the clippings good, and it stays fairly clean after a cut. And it has not been blown off. You hear in the background, Nate just got the blower cranked up. Matter of fact, he's blowing the Ariens off. Y'all, as far as the cut quality of that machine, you see, this is St. Augustine. It's beautiful. And I went over this, well, I cut it and then I went back over it to disperse the clippings. That was it. Let me show you the front yard here. Same thing over here. This is cut on 3 1/4 inches. I mean, you look at those beautiful stripes, and it does not have a stripe kit on it. You see that right there? I realized the tire was a little bit low, so I had to raise the deck up. But, I mean, the cut quality is there. Having those flat blades on it doesn't matter. Even though the original blades were kind of a drop, there's 3 1/4 inch drop on them, it doesn't make that much difference. I mean, you look at that lawn, that is absolutely beautiful. It looks like a dang baseball field. Absolutely gorgeous. And for it not to have a stripe kit on it too, you can't beat that with a stick. But there's just so many other things, that the other strikes against it. If I could sell it tomorrow, I would. So in conclusion, yes, I still own the Ariens. Yes, I still run the Ariens. And yes, I'm still pissed. And I want to clarify, I'm more pissed about not being told about the things that I needed to know to make an informed decision on whether or not that machine would work for me than I am anything else. It's not the machine's fault. Well, guys, we're back in the truck. Again, if I had to do it all over again, would I buy the Ariens? No. Not because it doesn't do a good job and do a pretty cut. It absolutely does. It does a phenomenal cut. It cuts pretty. It stripes beautiful. But there's just too many hoops you have to jump through in order to get it to do what you need it to do. And had I known then what I know now, they always say hindsight is 20/20. I wouldn't do it again. Now, one thing I did want to address is everybody's saying, the flat blades on it mess up the cut height. Well, yes and no. You can't put those flat blades on it because Lord of mercy, my glasses are so messed up. The factory blades have a 3 1/4 inch drop from the cut edge to where the blade goes on the spindle. So you have to compensate for that. Say, if you want to cut it 3 inches, you have to raise the deck up to 3 3/4 inches in order to cut it 3 inches. That's not a big deal. That's inconsequential. That's pretty much irrelevant to operating the machine. It's just, it's one of those things you have to remember. If you want to cut it on 3 inches, you have to raise it to 3 3/4, and then that puts you at 3 inches. Anyway, if I had it to do all over again, I would probably go with a different mower. But it is what it is for now. I'm still pissed. And I probably always will be. But, I can't do anything about it now. All I can do is maybe sell it to someone, be honest and upfront with them about it, and then let them make up their own mind. They purchase it, then I'll use that money to pay this one off, and I'll go buy me another machine. So anyway, this is Brian and Nate with Big South Outdoors TV, reminding you to live big, live southern, and live outdoors. Until we meet again, folks, have a good one.